Here with EG ZAI. ZAI, welcome.
Thank you.
Now I have to ask, your hair, what happened?
I decided to cut it, of course. I'd had long hair for about 4 or 5 years, and I was just pretty much bored of it. Figured it was a nice change of pace, I guess. Yeah. I'd been thinking about it for a while, but I finally went through with it.
No regrets, now that it's here?
Not yet.
Still getting used to it, you just said?
Yeah, it's a bit weird. A lot of old habits with long hair kind of just vanish. So I'm still getting used to that, but overall it's been a good change. Yeah.
Glad to hear. Now let's talk about you and your team. You've been obviously in True Side featured, and it seems like it's just playing with friends. And from previews from your teams, it always feels like you personally value playing with friends. Can you talk to me about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think playing with people you enjoy playing with is gonna make what we do a lot easier. Every time you run into some problems, you have arguments about the game and all that kind of stuff. If you have clashes within the team because of your personalities, when that kind of thing arises, it's a bit hard. And like from experience, I guess the prime example for me was Secret, where arguments often led to like people arguments, and then it's a whole different issue. But as of now, we're just enjoying ourselves. We have a lot of fun playing together. So.
Yeah, you can tell by the way that you guys play together, and it seems like always EG is somewhere at the top. Not always at the top, but somewhere at the top. How does that happen all the time? You're very stable.
I think we have a history of just having very skilled players individually, and we're also able to figure out a lot of things about the game based off experience. I think we have both Sala and Afir who have been around for forever, I guess, in Dota terms. So yeah, I mean, success in Dota comes from individual plays, how well you do as a team, teamwork and that kind of thing, and then also, in my opinion, the biggest thing is how well you understand the game and how readily you can adapt and understand like changes in the game. So I think we do quite well in that regard.
Well, especially considering there is still the day one EG of events.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that, because that is a thing.
It is a thing. It's always been a thing for us, I suppose. But I think that just comes with our style. I would say we're very prone to changing our outlook on the game based off well, most often losses, but sometimes wins as well. Early on in the tournament, and then later on. It's a bit harder now since it's single win, but you know, as you go through the tournament, you pick up on new things constantly. You try to incorporate them into your game and evolve your game in that kind of way. And then also for these big majors and all these big tournaments, you don't really know what teams are going to do before you come into the tournament. So the thing we practiced a lot before the tournament might not be that good once we come here and everyone's playing different stuff. So it's always a bit hard to know as you enter the tournament if what you've been doing is good, or if the enemies you've been playing against just have no idea what to do against it, and that kind of thing. So I'd say we just like evolve throughout the tournament. And
often it's said that losing can break a team mentally, but it seems for EG it's the other way around. Losing makes you stronger, makes you better.
In some ways, I suppose, but losses are never, I mean, they're never fun, and it's not something we want when we play. Even those groups, we don't really come into groups expecting to lose every game, and then just, oh, if we lose every game, we'll just be so much better than everyone else because we know so much more. It doesn't really work that way, but I guess we're fairly experienced with handling losses in that regard.
Now coming into this major, you went to boot camp in Denmark. Can you talk to me about that boot camp?
Yeah, we boot camped in Copenhagen at the SteelSeries office. We didn't have Samuel with us because we had some visa issues. Pakistan, he has a Pakistani passport, which is not the...
It's tough.
It's pretty tough. I know Liquid has a similar scenario with GH, right? So we had to play. He had to play from Chicago at the early stage of the boot camp, and then he went to Kiev ahead of us to play. So at first it was a bit rough because playing on, you know, he's not there in person. He's playing with high ping and that kind of thing. So it was a bit rough in the beginning, but as he came to Kiev, I think overall the boot camp was a good learning experience.
Now, I know you like to suggest movies to people, and normally those are not the most conventional movies out there. Can you explain where your love for odd movies comes from?
I'm not sure about odd movies. I guess I'm into like more cinema than the usual run-of-the-mill stuff.
No, not the blockbuster stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. Me and Phil have a pretty shared interest in that kind of thing. So we enjoy talking and watching stuff together. Sumel also is developing that kind of interest, but he's not quite there yet.
What's their favorite movie from the last couple of months that you can recommend to people?
We watched some Hitchcock movies.
Okay.
We watched To Catch a Thief, which is a pretty solid film. Me and Sumel also really enjoy watching Grace Kelly.
Okay.
But apart from that, I don't know. It kind of goes hand in hand with not having much free time. I haven't really been able to watch that much lately. It's pretty much only been Dota for the past months or so.
You're more into movies with happy endings or black endings?
It doesn't really matter for me. I think usually they don't have too happy of an ending, but it doesn't really matter.
All right, well, I really hope that you will have a happy ending this Kiev major. Good luck in the main event. Thank you for sitting down with me, and yeah, good luck.
Thank you.